Assalamu alaikum. This is Suhail Iqbal. Today I has been asked by Nest Professional Development Center to deliver a small little lecture of half an hour on project management for the beginners level, the students and novice professionals. Therefore, I have named this small little talk as a beginner's guide to project management. We'll talk a lot many things, but naturally we'll keep it down to the level which a student, a new entrant into the area in the field can understand easily. As I said, my name is Suhail Iqbal. I have been in the field of project management for more than 30 years. For the last 20 years, I have been a consultant and trainer with a lot number of organizations, and I have the unique honor of holding all the project management certifications from Project Management Institute, from Prince2, from Scrum, and a lot many others. So my teaching experience alone with project management is around 20 years. The icebreaker, you can see this is an example of an iceberg where what you see is not what it all is. Iceberg, what it appears on the surface might be just a small little thing, and actually the main volume of the iceberg might be underneath the water. We know this thing, and this is nothing new about it. Many people give this example, but the problem here is that we do not listen to this. Well, in project management also, you will see that it does not occupy hold the space, and a lot many things which you know or you listen to are not enough to explain the project management. You have to dive deeper into the understanding of project management. So the house rules are, naturally we want to have some fun, have some discussion, but because we are offline, so no questions are allowed. Bad part of from my side, I can't take your questions, but anyways, you can attend from home. That is a comfort, and at the same time, I can provide you my email address, with which you can communicate. You can ask me any questions later, which I will answer. We are now going to talk about project management. I am trying to imagine, what do you expect? If you were in front of me, I would have asked you. But here, I just have my imagination to consider what your expectations are. Naturally, you want to get into the field and you want to get hired. You want to learn project management and apply it, and naturally earn money out of it as well. So, having said that, we do understand what are your expectations, but I would emphasize that the conceptual nature of the project, the subject, you must understand the basic concepts as if you can learn the certification, learn the profession, as well as be a good project manager when you go into the field. So our course is about the project management, the beginner's guide. I am not providing you any roadmap. I'm just going to have a run-through discussion. Giving you an example of an elephant and a rider. You see how huge an elephant looks like, and it is controlled by a small little boy sitting on the neck of the elephant. So basically, the brute force of this huge animal is controlled by a single thinking mind. So elephant is an example of emotions. There are a lot many things the emotions can crush and pass through. But if the emotions can be properly controlled by a proper driver, that can be very useful. So logical thinking is required. Do not just be overpowered by your emotions, and rather try to be logical. And that's exactly why I'm saying learn the basic concepts of project management. You'd also know and understand that an elephant, if tied to a very inconsequential thing, right from the childhood, he starts thinking and imagining that he cannot break free. And ultimately, when he even grows up and he's much stronger, he is not even trying to break free, just because he has learned over time that he cannot break it. Exactly, there are certain prohibitions which we carry along with us, and we do not break free of them, and naturally we don't learn more. So I want you to learn more. As far as the project management is concerned, back to the elephant, how to eat an elephant. I know you can't eat an elephant because it is not really, allowed in Islam. But naturally, what if there is a huge halal elephant or an animal, a huge halal animal which you can eat? How can you eat whole of that huge animal? So naturally, it looks like an uphill task. It is not practically possible that you can eat up the whole elephant. But if you can take it one bite at a time, you can keep eating it away over a long period of time, and ultimately the whole elephant would be eaten up. Similarly, no problem is small or no problem is big. Even the most impossible and most difficult problems can be solved if we can break them down into small little pieces, and then keep solving each part of them, and ultimately the whole problem can go away. Otherwise, it was looking like a formidable problem which we could not have fathomed. But you alone can solve it, just by being logical, but just by doing the things methodologically. So what is a project? After having talked about these pleasantries about elephants and icebergs, what is a project? So the basic definition of a project is that this is something you do for a temporary period of time. It is a temporary endeavor. And why I'm calling it an endeavor is because this is an attempt to do something which you have never done before. So this is a kind of a challenge, kind of a dare given to you, as if you can accomplish it. But this dare, once you accomplish, the objective of this dare are complete. So a project is like a dare. It's an endeavor. And the duration of the project is as much as time you take to complete that dare or to complete that challenge. So that is your temporary endeavor, and you may fail or you may pass, right? But the purpose of that is it is undertaken to create something new. The challenge is to do something which has never been done before, to create something, some product or service or result. So that is your deliverable. It could be in shape of some physical entity, or it could be a service. Maybe I provide you a tuition, I provide you a service in shape of knowledge, or I could give you a certificate. That is the result. So it could either be a product, service, or result. The temporary nature of projects indicate a definite beginning and end. So anything you take up as a challenge must start at some point in time and must finish at some point in time. I'm not saying that this definite beginning and end is a predefined date. No, this is a temporary effort which must start and must finish sometime, right? So if you take up a challenge, if you take up a dare, then you have to start doing something about it, and ultimately, once you accomplish it, that challenge is completed, that temporary endeavor is accomplished, right? So the temporary nature means that the thing will start and thing will finish. Temporary does not necessarily mean a project has a short duration. It doesn't mean that we are talking about something small and there could be something going on for 3 years. That is not a project. That is also a project. A 15-year long project can also be there. So it is applicable. This definition is applicable to all kinds of projects, no matter how small or how big that project can be. So projects are temporary, but their deliverables, whatever they produce, they are there to stay. Like, the pyramids. Pyramids are here today We see them, we visit them, but they were created hundreds of years ago, right? So you see the deliverable or the output of that project might sustain, might be existing even long after the project has completed. But the objective of that project must have been met. The purpose of creating those pyramids must have been met, right? So that project only could have been declared successful if the objective of that project was met. But whatever it made is still persisting, it is still existing in front of us. Now, another interesting thing, projects are not done for the sake of fun like you took a dare. Projects are done to bring some kind of change. So projects drive change. Basically, if there is something new to be done, some new system is to evolve, some new mechanism to be introduced, then we experiment with it. We take it as a challenge. And therefore, all the changes brought into an organization are basically projects. Project is a prime mover of change. Change is basically projects drive the change, right? How does it happen? This small diagram is going to show you this thing very comfortably. At any one point in time, let's call it a current time, current state, you are running your projects or you are running your organization for that matter in a specific pattern. You have organizational structure, you have a number of standard operating procedures, rules and regulations, whatever, and you are, you are making some kind of business value. You're creating, by doing this job in that specific way, you are creating some kind of business value, but maybe there is a need for change. You want to create more business value, more profits, right? If that be the case, then our existing procedures have to be revised, and that becomes a project. This transformation of making more profits or making more, adding value to the business, we are trying to do it through a project. This transformation will happen, this change will happen through a project, and we will take certain activities in certain order, and ultimately, if we accomplish the goal in certain point in future, let's call it a future state. So you see the difference, the distance between the current state and the future state on the line of time. This takes some time. So we begin the project and we finish it, and when we finish it, it should have accomplished the desired objective. So on the timeline from current state to future state, to reach that, we must also have to spend some money. We must also be expecting some business value to increase. If we spend this time, we do this project and we transform, but business value is not increased, then there is no fun in it. So projects drive change. So on both the axes, on the business value as well as the time, as the time passes, we transform and we enhance and increase the business value. Projects enable business value creation. That is exactly the point. So we basically want to do the projects in the most effective and efficient manner. And for that, we have to embrace the discipline of project management to consistently deliver business value. If your projects are not being able to deliver the business value, then there is no fun in having these projects, because that is not giving anything back to the organization. So projects are done for the benefit of the organization, and they should consistently deliver business value. You must tie your project results, whatever is the objective of this project, must also be fulfilling some business goal. Otherwise, we are not doing some philanthropy. We are actually required to meet certain business objectives. We have to exist in the market as well. So somehow, if you can tie up these two things, the results which are expected from the project, as well as align them to the organizational business goals and strategies, then it will reap the best results. What is business value? Business value is the net quantifiable benefit. You can have some tangible benefits and non-tangible benefits, but whatever can be quantified, you can say that the value of my business at any point in time is this much. Today, if I sell my whole business, if Microsoft is sold today, how much will it cost? This is their business value at that point in time, right? So this is the highest bid you can get out of your business. So similarly, if I tell you that your business is worth 5 million rupees, and if you are not able to increase the value of the business, you better sell it off. Why are you just retaining it for another 5 years and increasing nothing into the business value? That means this business is useless. This is not reaping any results. So ultimately, it has to be a net quantifiable value of the benefits, whether they are tangible benefits or non-tangible benefits. Business environment is dynamic. Why are we talking about change? Because of the dynamism. The things around us, the environment around us is all the time changing. Today the dollar value is this, market conditions are different, and things are changing all the time, and therefore organizations cannot be there without any change. They have to change according to howsoever the world is changing, how the environments are changing. Therefore, there is an accelerated rate of change in the environment, and we have to keep our pace with that. So if we can somehow run our projects effectively and efficiently, as I said just before, then we are actually adding a competence, a strategic competence to our organization. That is an asset to our organization, which we are increasing. By doing good project management, we are basically strategically placing ourselves, our organization, in a better place. Well, how big a project can be? Naturally, there is no limit. I said it could be a 2-day project, or it could be a 15, 17 years project. Yes, of course, a project can be big, but just by a very large project may be differentiated from a normal project by calling it a mega project. Some organization put a value to it, that if this is something is more than this expected value, this would be called a large project or a mega project. So this will differ from organization to organization, but large projects are still projects, though they are called mega projects. Programs are not large projects. It does not mean that if some projects are going to be huge, they may be called as a program. No, although a program is a group of related projects, subsidiary programs, and program activities, but a program is not a large project, right? Why? Because a project, no matter how big it is focused on delivering a product, service, or result, whereas a program is focused on realizing the benefits. Program does not deliver outputs like deliverables, product, service, or result. Whatever is being produced from the projects within a program, that is converted into business value. The benefit realization is achieved out of it, and that benefit realization is the basic output of a program. So if you have to raise the education level of a district, that could be a program objective. So program is the raising of the education level to that level is the benefit. If that benefit can be realized through a number of projects, those related projects which are actually working towards the accomplishment of that specific thing, this is called the project, a program. So program is a group of related projects, subsidiary programs, and project activities. And the purpose of a program is to obtain benefits and control. Benefits, I talked about the benefit realization thing, and control not available by managing projects individually. So the projects which have been tied together into the program, just by the dint of getting together into a program, by having similarity or kind of relationship with the program for the achievement of the benefit realization, these projects have become related, and therefore they can now yield benefits. Now, you see, a project can otherwise also yield benefit, but those benefits are not the responsibility of project manager. The project will deliver and it will be called off, and as like pyramids, those deliverables will exist later on, and the taking benefit from that deliverable is the responsibility of someone else. And if he doesn't take the benefit of that, then probably project was not unsuccessful, but you are not realizing the benefit of that project. But in program takes on the responsibility of realizing the benefit in long run. Even if the projects are completed, the output of the project is taken over by the program and it translates into the benefits. So program and project both, they focus on doing the programs and projects the right way, right? So there are some good practices for doing project management. There are good practices about doing the program management. So basically, we learn to do project management and program management in the right possible way. Whereas a portfolio, which is bigger than a project and a program, all the projects and programs are under a big thing, which is called a portfolio. This portfolio management focuses on doing the right projects and programs. You see, this is basically responsible for selecting which projects and programs are to be done in this organization. So suitable projects and programs, selection of those things, and then getting them done is called portfolio management. So portfolio centralizes the management of all the aggregate risk profile of all components, and it takes on the ROI of the organization. So whichever project or program is suitable for the organization, is beneficial for the organization, that will be done, and many project and program may not be taken on. So coming back to project management is the application of your knowledge of project management, skills in project management, and certain tools and techniques for doing the project activities to meet the project requirement. So the application of all these four things, knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques, this is to only specifically to be focused on the project activities and for the purposes of meeting the project requirements, which are the objectives of the project. So if you fulfill those requirements, you will be successful in delivering what product, service, or result you aimed to do. So project management enables an organization to execute projects effectively and efficiently. This I have said many times before. Project management may be involved, project manager may be involved as early as possible. Now coming over to the project manager, in project management, we need to have a person who will take charge of the project, who will be responsible for day-to-day working of the project. So project manager should be involved as soon as possible. But if that is not possible, that while the business case is being developed or other things are being done, you can't have a project manager, then at least before the project planning starts, project manager should be on board. Then we have certain responsibilities which are shared between project business analyst and project manager. These are two different roles, but in many organizations, they do not understand the difference between the two, and the responsibilities of project manager is normally given to the business analyst, and the responsibilities of business analyst is normally given to the project manager. This is normal. This happens in many organizations. But classically speaking, if you could have a separate business analyst and a separate project manager, then probably all the details about the requirement gathering and the responsibility of dealing with the requirements is of the business analyst, and dealing with the work of the project is the responsibility of the project manager. In project management, we have got 5 process groups. They are like every project has to go through these 5 process groups. These are actually 49 processes, which could be divided into these 5 process groups. So broadly, these are 5. The initiation process group includes those processes which which should be required to kickstart the project. Then planning is the doing an exclusive planning, detailed planning before we can set up to do the work, and that is in execution. In execution, all the activities are actually what is to be happening while the plan is being executed, implemented. In in planning, we have developed a project management plan very thoroughly, very deliberately, and now in execution, we are acting upon it, right? While the execution is going on, at the same time, monitoring and control should also start. And while the things are being executed, monitoring and control will have an eye on it. And if there is anything to be further changed into the project, which is not correct, the plan is not correct, or some activity is not right, or some calculations are wrong, then immediately that must be corrected. And this is a change request within the project, which is launched. It could be launched from execution. It could be a result of monitoring and control, or it could be the request from any of the customer or the stakeholders. So between execution and monitoring and control, the things will keep revolving. And ultimately, when everything is done according to the specification, according to the requirements, then we go to closing process group. And there we actually audit everything which has been done, all the documents and everything, and then hand over the product to the customer. So we have these 5: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. I don't want to go into the detail of the description of these. So let me move on to the last part of it. And that is, we have got 10 knowledge areas. We have 10 knowledge areas. As I said, there are total of 49 processes suggested by Project Management Institute. But those 49 processes could be grouped into 5 process groups, which I clearly have shown you that those process groups may be overlapping, right? But on the other hand, the knowledge areas are the specific areas in which these are the areas of specialization. These are the areas of specialization, and they include project integration, project scope management, project schedule management, project cost management, project quality management, project resource management. It's no more called human resource. It is now called resource management, project communication management, risk management, procurement management, project stakeholder management. So all of these 10 knowledge areas, actually those 49 processes are belonging to these 10 knowledge areas, right? You know, where the scope is being established and scope is being fulfilled, all those processes relate to the scoping. The time related processes are relating to the schedule, cost, and so on and so forth. So all those 49 processes can also be grouped into these 10 knowledge areas. So same 49 processes could be divided into 5 process groups, or could be divided into 10 knowledge areas. And those processes, 49 processes, basically, there are 47, 49 processes, they could be, listed like that. So in this chart, you can see we have 5 columns for 5 process groups: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and close. And in the rows, we have the 10 knowledge areas: project integration management, project scope management, schedule management, cost management, and so on and so forth. Now, at the intersection of the process group and the knowledge area, you can see the name of the process. Like the initiation and integration intersect at the process which is develop project charter. So develop project charter relates to initiation, and it is also related to integration knowledge area. And this is basically issuing the authorization to the project manager to start the work. And so on. You see, there are a number of processes. All the 49 processes are listed here. And these processes are basically, there to help you plan your project and execute your project. So this is a brief discussion which I wanted to take you along. Naturally, you can't ask questions. And my email address is, I have not written it down anywhere. So my email address is Suhail, SUHAIL, @SysComp, SYSCOMPK.com. So you can ask any questions, and that's how it is. So thank you very much. I had a pleasant 30 minutes talk with you, a very fast talk, I know, but at the same time, I hope you learned something out of it. Thank you very much and take care.